Hi everyone, Vickieverlie here, and I'm so excited to share with you the latest edition of the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, and it is the third edition of the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, and it's a much smaller size. People have been after me for years to do a smaller size because the other one is quite large, and I finally did it, and I'm so glad that I did because I'm really liking it. I just like the way it feels in my hand and the way it fans out. And it fits in your hand really nicely. It's 3.5 by 2.5 inches. I was concerned that you wouldn't be able to read. I never wanted to do a smaller one. I was always like, well, you have to be able to read the text on there. But in the same token, what was my intention from the beginning, and it's proved to be true, is I want the text to kind of run together. You know, that the rock poster art lends itself for the text to kind of run together and morph and change, and it's a way that your spirit guides or your subconscious mind or whatever you want to talk, consider it as your higher self, your angels, whatever's coming through, it gives it a chance to do so. And I have to say, with the smaller size, it really does let it run together more. For me, I can see it all running together because it is smaller, but yet I can still read them, so it's great. And I just love the size. I love the way they feel in my hand. I wanted to do a little comparison because they're rectangular, yes, but they're not quite as rectangular as some of the other mini decks. It's not even really a mini deck, but like if any of you have these tin decks, I think Llewellyn puts them out. But this is a tin, mini Morgan Greer, for instance, that I use all the time. So it's a little bit, not quite as long as the Morgan Greer or the tin deck here, but it's wider. If you look here, it's quite a bit wider. So it fits in your hand really nice. It's not super tiny. And then I have another mini Rider-Waite Smith, and it's small. It's bigger than that all the way around. Here is a comparison to the traditional Rider-Waite deck. So again, it's not, it's much smaller, but it's not really that much, it's almost as thick as, the traditional Rider-Waite deck. And then here it is next to the second edition of the Rock and Roll Tarot deck. It's like, it looks so giant next to it, yeah. So that's funny to see. But this is really, really large, and and this is also cost a lot to make because there was linen on it. It's still available, but it's linen and it has this other finish on it and everything. So this doesn't have the linen and all that. So it's much less expensive, much more affordable, and the Rock and Roll Tarot deck along. I wanted to show you the sides of it too. The sides look so cool with the colors. I really like that. But the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, along with everything else that I offer, the 2 Rock and Roll Tarot decks, the Animal Totem deck, the Lots of Love, the different lots that I have 3 different lots. It's all through a company called Game Crafter, which is a print-on-demand company. So I did want to mention real quickly, they give themselves a lot of space in the printing time. So the deck, whatever you're ordering, is not created until it's ordered. But they'll tell you well, it'll be available, they'll give you a date a month ahead. And some people are like, oh, a month, that's a long time to wait. Chances are it'll be much less time than a month. But they just give themselves, a little bit of cushion because you never know what could happen. But often it's much sooner than the initial date when you order it. That's number 1 with the Game Crafter. And number 2 with the Game Crafter, a lot of people say, well, the shipping is rather high. There are always multiple shipping alternatives. So you have to go in and select. By default, it's going to be one of the higher, or maybe even the highest shipping charges. So you have to go in there and select, one of the less expensive shipping charges. But yeah, they do a good job. I like the Game Crafter. Yeah, and I just love the way this looks all fanned out here. And it feels great in my hands. It's not hard to read. I think it even, like I said, it even lends itself even more to the words kind of let it talking to you, allowing for it to talk to you. The box is pretty much the same. I did a couple of updates, just put a few little different things just to make it a little different, a little special. Yeah, but here it is, folks, the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, the 3rd edition, and I just feel like, this is kind of the best edition yet. It just feels great in my hand. It's going to be easy for people to work with, easy to like take with you, throw it in your glove box in your car or your, your backpack or your purse or whatever, and just have it, have it with you, and just pull it out. One of those decks that you can just carry around and just pull right out and use it anywhere. So really happy with how it turned out, and thanks to everybody for all your support, and thanks to everybody who kept getting on me over the years about this, because I kept saying yeah, I'm gonna do it, and so I finally, people were requesting, and it was a good request. It was I was kind of like, well, you won't be able to read it. Like I said, I was a little bit skeptical about a smaller size, but I'm really happy that I did it. It turned out great. If any of you would like to order it, there's going to be a link in the description below. Thank you so much for all your support. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. This is Vickie Verlie. Till next time.